Hi again. Very quick review for Scentbird fragrances that I got this past month, and I love both. Actually, I'm going to separate them into two different reviews. But this past month of December, I've got to stop touching my face in videos. I chose two fruity fragrances that are awesome, but very, very different. So this review will be on Kirke. I got Tiziana Terenzi Kirke, I believe is how you say it, which I think means church, although church doesn't come to mind when I smell it. Don't get like church lady scent. It's not that. But the other that I got was Sue Phillips, the fruity blend. And they're just both awesome. Finally, I get two that I chose from Scentbird that I'm super happy about. So I'll start with Kirke. Kirke came out by Tiziana Terenzi in 2015. Let me not bore you with that. Let's just go straight to how it smells. First of all, both of these are very long lasting, especially the Kirke. I have two different scarves here. This one I sprayed with the Sue Phillips. I've laundered both of these since then. And I could continue to smell both the fragrances on these scarves, but even after being laundered on, and I use plenty of Downy and good detergent. And I could still, so pleased to say that I could still smell the Tiziana Terenzi Kirke on this. I love this. When I can afford a bottle, I'm going to get a full-size bottle. I think the full-size bottle is I think it is about the $260 range. It's so worth it to me. I feel like this could be worn year-round. Like I said, I'd like to make it like a signature scent. I've watched other reviews where people say it opens up with this super fruit explosion, and I don't get why they're saying that. Yes, you have fruit, but I don't get fruit basket explosion. It's far more deep and has so much more character than just a fruit explosion. This is unisex. It's for men and women. Now, the beginning of it there is fruit, but you totally get that sand. If you look on Fragrantica, it says the manicords are fruity, sweet, musky, powdery, fresh, tropical, and woody. And the top notes are passion fruit. You do get all the fruits, but it's not just a fruit basket. The top notes are passion fruit, peach, pear, raspberry, cassis, and sand. I get that sand, that mineral smell with it. In the middle note is lily of the valley, and the base notes are musk, vanilla, sandalwood, patchouli, and heliotrope. When I first smelled it, I know growing up, I grew up in Maryland, and I used to love to go out to the clubs in the Washington, D.C. area, and I went to the clubs that were very diverse. A lot of the clubs I went to actually had a big Middle Eastern crowd. Everybody always smelled so good and different from everybody else that I was around other than being around them. And that sounds like a crazy just summary, but that's what came to mind for me. It was just very rich, exotic, but sexy, alluring, strong, mysterious smell. So you get those fruits, and it's a unisex fragrance. I would say the beginning is more feminine, and then the dry down and the lingering effect is unisex / if more masculine. It's totally unisex the whole way. It's just exotic and strong and rich. But yet, and I'll tell you what came to mind too. I kept thinking, and by the way, yes, I've got compliments on this, and people ask me, what are you wearing? Sometimes you want to tell and sometimes you hate telling, but I have told people what I was wearing. But I kept saying, what does this remind me of? Kind of from the beginning towards the middle, after spraying. Like I said, it does linger for days. It's still on the scarf, which is so awesome. Finally, a fragrance that lasts like they used to back in the 90s and previously. So I figured it out. I was like, it reminds me a little tiny bit. I'm 45. Those of you my age and older know what I'm talking about. The Fendi, the original Fendi. Something about it reminds me of that for a little while it's on. And this is going to sound crazy. It's going to sound bad, but something about Fendi almost had, please don't take this the wrong way, like a BO smell or something. I don't know how to explain that because it's in a good way, not a bad way. It kind of has that part of the vibe from Fendi for a little while. Please don't write this off, just because I said that. I have seen with reviews that this is polarizing, and I guess I can see how. I mean, if you strictly like some other kind of fragrance, like if you only go for gourmands, like the cookies and tobacco mix or something like that, there's nothing wrong with that, but this isn't that. I love it. Like I said, I get compliments. People are intrigued, and have actually asked me. This is very distinct. Now I watched, I think it was the perfume guy who I love. I think he does a review. Apparently Tiziana Terenzi has lots of fruit fragrances, and he does his list of his favorites. And he does mention that, although I don't think this one is on his personal fruit favorite list, I think he does mention that this was like what most people know, because I guess it had some kind of, I'm late to the game, obviously. This is 2015 fragrance, and it's actually my first experience with Tiziana Terenzi fragrance. I'd like to try more, especially if they have the quality and lasting power that this does. But apparently this one was very popular, and they're kind of known for this one, is what I got out of what he was saying. I also saw another reviewer, and I can't think of his name, but he kept, and I've never smelled the fragrance, Herba Pura. He kept saying that there were so many similarities between this and Herba Pura. I've never smelled that, so I don't know. He also said that he referred to Tiziana Terenzi as one of the very high dollar dupe companies, which I do not think that's the case. I don't know where he gets that from. I guess because of similarities with some of their fragrances with other popular fragrances. If you do know, please enlighten us all and comment about it. But I don't think that's the case. At $260 a bottle, it's better not be a dupe. It doesn't smell like anything I've specifically ever smelled other than the associations that I made. Now, as it dries down, that I'm going to spray it again, and I hate wasting it until I can get my full-size bottle. That's how much I'm so pleased with this one. Yes, this would smell good on a man as well, or whatever you happen to identify as. It smell good on anybody because it's that daggone good. Trying not to cuss. Oh, I want it on this one. And this will last. I can use this scarf now just to put wherever I want, and it will have this fragrance for days. Oh my God, it's gorgeous. It's exotic. Yes, it's fruity, but not just fruity. Fruity, minerally. And it's not even close to changing yet because it's so nice and powerful, but not tacky powerful. Not powerful like you would have somebody walking in with some, I don't know, like some people aren't supposed to use the word cheap, but like some cheap people aren't supposed to use the word old lady either. But I'm 45 and I use that word because we all know what that means. Like some daggone white diamonds or something like that. That nasty, tacky, cheap, loud. I'm sorry if you like that fragrance. It might be great on you. It's one of the very few fragrances that make me absolutely sick and have a migraine headache. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. This is awesome. So, yeah, I definitely, and when I say club fragrance, I'm not talking about, little young guys dancing at the club with I love Versace Eros, but not that kind of club fragrance. This is more like wearing really expensive clothes at a really nice place. High dollar. I saw a female reviewer saying that her husband bought this for her, I think she said at Neiman Marcus. And it was so funny. She had a cute review. I knew what she was saying. She said it smells like a really, really expensive fragrance section of a very expensive department store. That was her description. And I understand what she's saying. Okay, now I'm starting to get more of that. You definitely get the musk, the woody, the patchouli. This can definitely be, I would love to smell this on a man just as much as I love smelling it on me. But feminine people, don't get the wrong idea. This is not unfeminine. This is absolutely exotic. Let's see. I mean, as I said, the main accords, they had fruity, sweet, musky, powdery. Thank goodness I don't get the powdery. I'm not a fan of powdery. I could tolerate it with certain fragrances. Fresh, tropical, woody. It's a little bit of sweetness. I get the fruity, fresh, tropical, woody. So yes, it's excellent. Yes, I love it. Yes, I will get a full bottle of this. Um, like I said, people say it's polarizing. I'm sorry if I am steering you, if you end up feeling steered wrong. Sorry, but not sorry, because I think it's fire. I love it. So, yeah, that's it for Tiziana Terenzi Kirke that I got from Scentbird, and I will do Sue Phillips next.